Welcome back everyone to episode 5 of our Roblox scripting tutorial series. Today we're going to be discussing properties, how to change them within the scripts, and just touching on what they are again. So if you remember from our first ever episode, when we select an object, we can actually look at the properties of that or within our folders as well, and we can change the properties of something within this window within Studio. But something that we want to learn is how to change them within a script as well. But we'll touch on this one more time. So if we change the color to maybe a medium blue. And then one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was how to undo something you've done, which if you hit Control Z, will undo the change you've just made. So that's important to use during scripting and building. Now, what I want you to do next is go to the workspace and we're going to create a brand new script. So hit the plus button, go down and hit script, and we're going to disable our old script, which I've already done. But if you haven't done that yet, right click it and then go down here and hit disable. And then we're going to go back to our new script and we're going to press F2 and we're going to rename it to properties. Let's hit Control A, delete our current script. And the first thing is, how do we target a specific object or part within our workspace? To do that, we're going to write out game, which is the entire game, all of our systems, our lighting, our players, and our workspace, dot workspace. And there has to be a dot between every part, dot base plate, because we're going to be changing the base plate for this one, and then what property we want to alter. So we're going to change the transparency. So we're going to type in transparency is equal to that, and then the value. So we're going to make the value 1 to make it more see-through. Now if we go here and we run this code, our base plate is now see-through. Now there's another type of property that you can mess with, which is the materials. Game.workspace.baseplate.material. And then you'll notice that we actually can't put in a number, but we'll actually be using a string. So I'm going to type in, let's say the material carpet, and then we're going to run that. Now you'll notice that the actual material has not been applied because we made it transparent, which makes it difficult to see and it won't actually apply. So we're going to change this to a 0 to make it not see-through. And now our base plate has a carpet material. Now, if you remember in our last episode, we discussed how do you make a variable. We can actually use that here, and we can assign and put in our base plate into a variable. So we'll say local my base plate is equal to that of game.workspace.baseplate. So now the script knows that any time that we are using my base plate, we are actually calling to the base plate itself within the workspace. So we can remove all this right here and we can type in my base plate and it'll know that we're talking about the base plate dot transparency is equal to that of 1. And now we can see that our base plate is still see-through. So now that we've written a variable and used our properties to change the base plate's transparency, for today's learning assessment, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go into the base plate itself within the workspace, check out the properties window, and see all the different properties that you can mess with, and write new property changes within your script. Test those out, have fun with it, and of course, go down to the comments section and paste your code, share what you've been working on with this episode with everyone, as long as you're fine with sharing that. And in the next episode, we're going to be discussing functions. But that's going to be it for today, guys. And make sure to have fun writing the rest of your code. Have a good one.